I had these light beings appear to me that were just like giant. There were two of them. So these beings basically were like, we're here to remind you why you're here. They were like, you are from this other star system. My name's Damkianna, and yeah, we met a few years ago, and I think the connection point was also we both make music. We both
That's right.
produce music and kind of in this avant-garde, mystical soundscape journey type of experience. Creating transformational experiences is what I'm most passionate about. And on that note of multidimensionality, I think me going through my own transformations is what then leads me to be like, wow, I really want to hold that kind of space. I grew up super Christian in the Bible Belt in Texas, and my dad's a pastor. And so I was connected to spirituality from a young age, but not in a way that felt resonant to me. And so really went on a journey of reading lots of books, and a book by Louise Hay called Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life. I got into some books about like quantum physics and looking at numbers and language as like the creative coding of the universe. So I started getting into all these unique touch points of kind of mysticism, essentially.
That was different than your upbringing.
Exactly.
So you somehow found that avenue, and then this is resonance, this is what I need, and so you kept...
Exactly. Actually, yeah, a family came into my life that really just welcomed me into their family, and she had this stack of books, like the Magdalene manuscript and Louise Hay's books, and
there we go.
Yeah, so it was a whole like expansion of worldview. And then throughout the years, eventually I had a moment where I was like, okay, this world is insane. This world is so chaotic. This one is kind of awful. I didn't express it in this way at the time, but I was really depressed. And I really was like sitting on the couch, looking out the window, being like, why am I here? And in that moment, I had someone in my life who was like, just start meditating. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, I'll start meditating. And so I just sat out on a hillside and just kind of psychically screamed to the universe, why the am I here? And I was like, I'm not getting up until I get some kind of answer, because you know, at that time my son was like 3 years old. He's almost 12 now. And I looked at him and I was like, I need to figure this out for myself so I can raise this child in a way where he has direction and he knows why he's here. And so at that time, sitting on that mountainside, I had these light beings appear to me that were just like giant. There were two of them. I was in a practice at that time of like, any energy that comes into my energy sphere, I'm gonna ask your name, I'm gonna ask what you want, and then I'll decide if you can be in my field or not. I was in a like process of clarifying, what am I creating? What energies am I creating with? So these beings basically were like, we're here to remind you why you're here. And so every morning, every night, I went through a process where I just meditated and I just listened. And I, you know, told my son in the morning, like, you can play, but like, mommy is gonna be here and you can sit with me if you want. But, you know, and just having that regular touch point to explore why am I here, I really was like guided on this journey from these beings. Every night I would just tend my altars and I'd go to sleep, and you know, went in through this journey of learning how to basically astral travel, how to basically they were like, you are from this other star system, and the cosmos, like every star, every sun is actually like a neuron inside of a brain, and your spirit is just purely made of light. Because I was like, I want to know where I came from. I want to know how I got here. And I super geeked out on like the migration patterns of my ancestors and where they came from originally, that led me to Sumeria and Mesopotamia. I started realizing that all ancient cultures, if you follow it back far enough, they say we came from the stars. And these star beings came to us and they gave us this information and this is how humanity was started. So I just went on a deep dive for a few years, really every morning, every night, even if it was 5, 10, 30 minutes, whatever it was, I was asking for that guidance, and the help shows up when you ask for that guidance. That's how I opened up into like, wow, we are multidimensional, and actually my essence, all of our essence, even our physical essence, is made of light. And so it's very malleable, and we can, there's a mosquito on you.
They like me.
But then, you know, I had the moment of being like, okay, I can travel to these other places that are so harmonious and so peaceful, and they feel like my true home. And then I come back here and I'm like, dang. But what I realized was I can travel, I can remember how to connect with those spaces for a purpose, and I can bring that memory here and just live that here, because in actuality, that light realm that I can travel to, that I'm in my spirit body and everyone's in their spirit body and everything's harmonious and you think something and it appears, that's also exactly what is happening here. And so it's just it's like freeing yourself from the mental structures that hold that remembrance down. I need to be able to travel and bring it back in here and be super grounded and centered. And that's the only way I can actually operate in that multidimensional structure, is if I'm actually operating here. Like, I can't use it to escape and say that this realm sucks. And so it's been like
that's
a big
phase, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a phase where you're like, ooh, I'm gonna go astral travel, peace.
Oh, back in my body. Oh, I got taxes to do. Wait a minute.
Seriously.
DMV.
I know. Yes. So yeah, that's the practice, I think, is being multidimensional, is like, can I stay connected to that source of like peace and harmony and go to the DMV? And
then watch like the lights perhaps in around us, just like, wow, why do I feel so good around me, around us?
Yeah.
And bringing that into this space. I mean, I just see
and
that.
And seeing the light in people.
Yeah.
And not, I think for me, growing up in like a very Christian world, there's this idea of like, I'm going to go save people. Like literally that's what we would do in youth group, is like meet up and then go out and be like, we're going to go talk to people at the mall about Jesus and save them. And it's like, I don't want to actually live that way. People have that within them. So yeah, it isn't more of a sense of I'm activating it within myself, and it just is activating what's already there within someone else.
Yeah. Again, a phase, the first one.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And then it's like, can I also be with where I'm at, and can I also have acceptance for where I might have been at, or where I think I'm at, or where this person might be at.
Yes.
And just that's part of for me,
absolutely,
that softening and that allowing of that to, it's like a perfection too. There's a state of awareness that this is perfect. Yeah. That's available.
Everything is constantly moving and changing. So yeah, to have those mentalities that get stuck in one thought process, it doesn't work whether you're in a Christian dogma or Islamic dogma or a New Age spiritualist dogma. Like, you can turn any perspective into a judgment and a narrow worldview, for sure. So yeah, staying flexible and
good skill.
Humble,
I can turn anything into this. Yeah, it's fun.
Humans are playing with that.
We're playing with it, yeah. Like our sandbox over here. No, you're wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
You said you make transformational events. So what are you creating for, and what's the intention with your creations?
Yeah, well, right now I'm creating a production company called Right Productions. And the aim there is to create nightlife experiences that merge ceremony and performance art with just an epic epic dance party, and really specifically creating a container. And just as, that's when you have a ceremony, it's like there's an intention. There's a certain energy that's being called in, and it is meant to connect us to our higher essence and also to create transformation through us connecting with our higher essence. Also, I offer coaching. Everything's on my website. It's just my name, damkianna.com.
Thank you for being you and coming here to the planet.
Yes, you too. And
Yes.
thanks for inviting me into this conversation.
I was pretty nervous the whole time and sweating and getting bit by mosquitoes. So.
You were poised.
Yeah, it usually looks okay.